Hi there, it's John Bison, beautiful Sarasota, Florida, with EXP Real Estate and the Florida for Boomers Network. Getting a ton of questions still about property taxes here in Florida. So you have to understand how our property taxes work. So an example would be if you're living in an area like Lakewood Ranch that has a CDD fee. CDD fee is an assessment that the builders put out there to develop what was farmland, literally farmland. They had to put the roads in, they had to put the sewer systems in, the parks, the lakes, everything. So it was an assessment that they put in that every homeowner in Lakewood Ranch has. Now, it's not just Lakewood Ranch. All these new developments are doing this. They're doing it in North River Ranch, they're doing it in Welland Park. Many of the areas around here are doing it because, again, they're developing what was farmland and turning it into these beautiful master planned communities. So, and this is a very gross, general overization here of what it is. But if you're going to be a Florida homeowner, they're going to assess your property every January. And you have the option of getting homestead on your property if you're going to live here. So snowbirds, you can't do it. And that thing that you hear out there on the internet that you got to live here 6 months and a day, blah, blah, blah. That's from Ohio. It has nothing to do with Florida. If you move here and you can get a driver's license in the state of Florida, you can homestead your property. And what is homesteading? Homesteading means that your property taxes can't go up more than 3% per year. Now they can go down 1 or 2 or 5%. They can go up 1, 2, or 3%, but they cannot go up more than 3% per year. Now, the important thing for you to realize is, when did that homeowner purchase that property? I have a perfect example for you. I have a home that's going to be coming on the market, Minnesota Key, going to be listed for $2.9 million. The people purchased this house back in 1986 and homesteaded. Their property taxes are about $9,000 a year. Now, can you imagine what the next homeowner's property taxes are going to be? We pay taxes here in arrears. That means we pay in December for the current year. So we just paid our taxes December for the year that we're currently in. So if you take possession of a property, let's just say in April, that property will not be reassessed until the next January. And then you'll get what we call a trim notice in November, which tells you what the current property taxes are going to be, and they become due in December. So it's very important to understand that. Getting back to my example with Minnesota Key, that next homeowner, their property taxes, we're going to list that property at $3 million. That next homeowner, their taxes might be $30,000 or $40,000 a year on a $3 million property. And the current homeowners, they paid like $586,000 for it back in 1986. So that's where people are getting confused. Okay. Another example is new construction properties. Let's say you sign a contract in January of this year for a new construction home. So what is assessed is that vacant lot. Your home is going to take, let's just say 12 months to build. So your home is going to be completed in January of next year. Now let's back it up. Let's say 10 months to build. So let's say your home is going to be finished in October of the current year. So in January of the following year, it's going to be assessed. And that tax that you saw on that vacant lot, that might have been $1,200, all of a sudden, with a CDD fee, might turn into $8,000 because now there's a home on that lot. And that's what these people on the internet, YouTube, are driving me crazy, because they're going, oh yeah, I have somebody whose property taxes went from $700 up to $9,000. Well, they're not telling you that it was assessed on the vacant land. It was a new construction home. It was completed in October. And then in January, it was reassessed and they got a tax bill the following November. And oh, by the way, yeah, a lot with a home on it is worth more than a vacant lot. I don't know if they're telling you that or not, but that's the case. Or just like my example with Minnesota Key, they bought it in 1986. Their taxes can't go up more than 3% a year because they're homesteaded. All right. So now they're up to about $9,000 a year after all those years. And so that new homeowner, yeah, they're going to get crushed. But that's the value of the property now. You got to remember that. So, gosh, it just drives me crazy because these people out there on YouTube aren't explaining this. They're just telling you, oh, I've got clients, their taxes went up $9,000 in 1 year. But they're not telling you the whole story. Come on. My taxes, okay, my house that we bought, we live in an area called Palm Air. My house was built in 1983. Do you think the values have gone up? Now, we've been here 6 years. Do you think the values have doubled? Yes, they have. But we're homesteaded. Okay, so my taxes can't go up that much. When we bought this home, the taxes were $4,400 a year. There's no CDD fee. Again, my home was built in 1983. Our taxes this year are $4,600. So that's a great example of how it works. Okay. So if you're buying into a community like Del Webb of Lakewood Ranch and you see the property taxes, that includes that CDD fee. So it can be 2% of the value, 2.1% of the value, somewhere around that area. So you have to know that when you purchase that home, the following year it's going to be reassessed. It doesn't have anything to do, slightly like this much to do with what you paid for the property. What it has to do with is homes in the area of equal size that have sold in the last year. The property appraiser, I've forgotten. I've been through a bunch of trainings with them. They've gotten like 330,000 properties, literally, to assess. Do you think they're going to go out to every single property and do an assessment? No, they're going to say, oh, it's a 2,400 square foot home in the Del Webb of Lakewood Ranch. Let's see what's sold around there and let's give it a current market value and then give an assessment on it. And then if you homestead, they take $50,000 off that assessment, and then that's what you're taxed on. Okay. So that's just a brief idea of how we're taxed here in Florida. But again, I'm watching all these videos and getting all this information from people, I don't know, in South Carolina, telling you how bad the property taxes are here. But you have to understand how they work. If you're going to be a snowbird, you can't homestead. If you live in Ohio and you're going to be here for 2 or 3 or 4 months, you can't homestead here. Or if you're in, I don't care where you are, Oregon, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, or whatever. If you're going to be here for 4 months of the year, you can't homestead the property. Okay. So you have to understand that. So if you're going to retire, it's better sell the home up there, come here and homestead, and then maybe buy a little place to go visit up there. I recommend that to a lot of my clients, and some of them are listening to me because most baby boomers that I'm dealing with, they're selling the big home that they raised their families in, and they're coming here to retire and they want to stay here. So I hope this answers some questions for you. I'm here. I'm available if you want to question me on this. I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not a county property appraiser or anything like that. I've just been doing this for 18 years and I'm a Florida native. So my property taxes have, like I said, gone up $200, and we've been here almost 6 years now. So that should give you an idea. We're homesteaded. My property value has almost doubled. My assessment by the county hasn't almost doubled. And I get that $50,000 discount off the assessed value each year. So that's a lot of terminology. That's a lot of stuff to put out there, but I'm here to explain it. And if you don't have a real estate agent that's telling you all of this, then you need a new real estate agent. And you definitely don't need to listen to an agent who lives in South Carolina and telling you how bad it is here. Okay? So call me. Let me explain this to you. Let me help you out. My cell phone number is 941-962-7443. You can literally reach me 7 days a week, anytime after 8 o'clock in the morning and anytime up until 7 o'clock at night. If it's on a Sunday, I'll call you back after noon because that's when I'm in church in the morning. But after noon, I will call you back. And if for some reason I'm with clients or something, I'll call you on the next business day. But let's talk about these taxes and what's actually happening and what it really means to you as a new Florida homeowner. I look forward to helping you find your home here in paradise. Let me help you. I'm here to be a resource for you. Okay? I look forward to talking to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.